Coming up today on This Is True Really News, a missive from the service desk. There's nothing better than IT service desk calls. If you want sheer stupidity.
If you don't have a really good missive once or twice a week, it's just not worth the price.
So, if you'd like missives once or twice
By the way, if you're
week,
Roman Catholic, missives, not missiles.
Yeah, not missiles. Missiles are a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And
if you're in the Army, it's a different missile than if you're at a Catholic church.
This is also true. And of course,
really,
in the Catholic Church, if you drop a missile on your foot, it doesn't hurt as much as if you drop a missile on your foot with the Army.
And you end up with North Dakota that shall remain nameless.
Right. And you'll end up with mistletoe.
And then, wow, I got nowhere to go with that, dude.
You're welcome. So please like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News because you want to know
missile
what all this
freaking toe
is all about.
Missile freaking toe.
You don't want to miss humor crafted this well. Handcrafted in Minnesota just for you.
That's right. We pay more in taxes, so that actually what happens is they suck up part of your brain. That's why we're here. By the way, if you find a story that we might like and it has small words, send it to us at TITR@netradio.net. Work.
Thank you. .network.
I just love that pause. Net.
You're hilarious.
I am. No, Paul's funny. I'm just here.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
Okay, the update we've all been waiting for, but no one really asked about.
You know, I haven't asked about an update.
For more than 20 years, remember we talked about the tiny little mountain town of Nederland, Colorado, and their rather macabre claim to fame.
Oh, the Frozen Dead Guy Festival.
Frozen Dead Guy Days.
Mm-hmm.
Cryogenically immortalized grandpa lying under dry ice in a shed is actually a concrete shed. It's a very nice concrete shed.
I don't know how they get away with that legally.
I don't even think I want to know.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a secret, except for all the videos I've seen of it.
Right?
The annual celebration that honors him, Frozen Dead Guy Days, drew tens of thousands of levelers.
Well, you don't want it unlevel.
No. Well, it's in the mountains, dude. Drew tens of thousands of revelers from around the world. So now Nederland has lost the Frozen Dead Guy Days Festival to its more touristy neighbor, Estes Park.
How in
Michelle sent me this because I think she works in Estes Park or lives there or something.
Yeah, I think that's
Can
true.
I say that? Because now people stalk her. I feel bad.
Yeah, well,
she doesn't live in Estes Park. She lives in Loveland.
No, she doesn't. She lives down with Mork.
Yeah, in
the college town. Yeah.
Colorado
south of
Springs?
there. No, that's too far south, you goon.
Mexico?
What's the college town between Denver and Estes Park?
Boulder.
Yes.
I was guessing because I only know 3 or 4 towns in all of them. Well, actually, I knew 2 more now. I knew Estes Park, Nederland, I guess.
Yeah,
anyway, where was I?
Estes Park.
Estes Park has bought the Nederlands Festival, those bastards. Can I say that? Oh, great. Now I'm going to have Estes Park cancel us.
Well, you aren't going to get your fair share of animal droppings this year when the caribou come through or whatever.
Oh, I get pictures of it all the time. The running freaking elk on the golf course, which just shoot them.
They're huge.
Yep. And by the way, if I'm having a bad day golfing, shoot me too. That'd be fine. Where was I now? Estes Park kicked off their first Frozen Dead Guy Day festival a couple weeks ago. The festival's former home is grappling with the fallout and asking itself the tough questions. Just who owns the culture of Frozen Dead Guy?
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
And what is Nederland without him?
A little town.
Nederland
without a Frozen Dead Guy festival.
Is this a trick question? Is Nederland? I don't. Teresa Crush Warren is the former president of the Nederland Chamber of Commerce who helped conceive of the Frozen Dead Guy festivity, says, it explains the personality of the people who live here, really. No, we're not insane, but we are weird. Which...
Okay.
I understand why Colorado has legalized pot. The Chilling Saga.
So does every place else in the country now, goon.
Not us.
Yes.
Have we now?
Yeah, gummies.
Oh, the last By the way,
problem is keeping
later
them
this
lit.
week, I got a gummy story.
You've got to
forget it.
really suck hard on those gummies to keep them lit.
Yeah, mistletoe to you. The saga begins back in 1994, if you remember. The Nedheads, which is how locals refer to themselves because, well, they're a little weird.
Yep.
Discovered that Trygve Bauge, a Norwegian town resident and avid fan of cryogenics, had frozen his deceased grandpa, Brito Morstol, and was keeping him behind the family home.
We followed this story because it was of interest to us.
Because let's be honest, it's a little off.
Yeah.
Town leaders quickly drafted an ordinance against storing bodies. But Grandpa Brito was quite literally grandfathered in. Mr. Bauga was deported. He overstayed his tourist visa by 14 years. Really? Him you deport?
Seriously. No.
Anyway, the grandson's been paying locals for decades to keep Grandpa frozen by trucking hundreds of pounds of dry ice every few weeks to a storage shed. It's a very nice concrete storage shed. Frozen Dead Guy Days got its start as a way to help businesses survive during, the dead months, which is anything between ski season.
Right.
Summer. It's a dead
So
time.
from about July to about November.
So the played out mining town didn't have much else going on. So, hey, Netherlands Mountain Man Outdoor Store. Why does that sound like it should be a Tim Allen thing? Used to make up to $10,000 in profits the weekend of the festival.
Sure.
And it needed that money to replace anything they would have normally sold during dead time, which they didn't. The 3-day festival always began with a parade of hearses, an evening blue ball, where attendees competed to be crowned ice queen and grandpa.
Well, now that just took a weird turn.
Didn't it, though? There's a race betwixt teams of costume pallbearers carrying members in coffins. I do believe, a few years earlier, and the Monty Python boys would have won this because they were champions.
Oh, yes.
I remember them actually filming the two-man pallbearing championships. It was amazing. A frozen T-shirt contest. It's not what you think. It would test participants' ability to unfold and then put on a rock-solid frozen shirt. Why? Frozen, now with all the talk of the Harvard women's hockey team's hazing, that's not funny anymore. Mm-hmm. Frozen turkey bowling, a polar plunge into ice-covered waters capped off the theme. Why do we do those polar plunges, by the way? Those are idiotic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if they're idiotic for what you think is a good cause. They're still idiotic.
Yeah, I've done it once. I will never do it again.
In previous years, festival operators have offered tours of the shed. From everything I've seen on video, it's one room. This is the shed. That's Grandpa.
Grandpa.
It's on private property in the hills above the town, though they keep the box housing the frozen man closed. Well, thank you for the small blessings. It's a kindness. Tourists gather daily to take photos at a similar shed downtown bearing the likeness of Grandpa Brito. Do you suppose it's the likeness of the grandpa or the likeness of him now? I don't want to know. Stephanie Andelman's marketing director. She is one of the few longtime Frozen Dead Guy Days organizers to continue working now that it's moved off to Estes Brook.
Estes Park.
That's it. What's Estes Brook? Oh, that's here. Sorry. That's in Minnesota. She called the festival's move a grave loss for Nederland. Not really. He's not in the ground. So.
Yeah, he'd never been buried.
She said it's simply a result of it outgrowing the town's infrastructure. She said it just got so big you had to have professionals, and Estes Brook was willing to hire professionals.
Estes Park.
Yes. None of them had been to a Frozen Dead Guy Days event in Estes Park. Brooke? Wait. Huh?
58.
But they know how to run events. Well, there you are.
There.
The owners, two local women, sold the rights to the festival to Estes Park hotelier Jean Cullen for $250,000. One important asset did not come with the sale, though.
The guy.
Grandpa did not come with the sale, although Mr. Cullen hopes to change that.
Lord, this is macabre.
Yes, it is. Much of the event will be oriented around his Stanley Hotel. It's a 114-year-old holiday. That's where the Blue Ball will be held. 114-year-old holiday retreat made famous as the inspiration for?
I don't know.
Stephen King's.
Oh, Leave It to Beaver.
No, Carrie.
Oh, yeah, the same thing.
The Shining, you bozo. I'm back. Mr. Cullen returned this week from his second trip to Norway to negotiate with grandson to get grandpa to Estisbrook.
Ark.
That's right. Oh, God, this is going to... I'm sorry, Michelle, really. You have to move. Mr. Balgi said his primary focus is to, quote, get his grandfather under the care of a real cryogenic facility and eventually cloned. I don't know that I'd want to do that because...
What could possibly go wrong?
Grandpa's probably old school. He might find you and bat your ears about your head.
And then melt.
Two men, by the way, are now negotiating with the Arizona-based Cryonics Foundation to take over the care of Grandpa, who's been dead a long time now. Remember in the old days when someone died and you took care of them? It was, pulling weeds and putting new flowers by the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not so much.
Anyway, this thing in Arizona operates a liquid nitrogen system. And within the Stanley's Ice House, they want to curate an educational display, blah, 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 blah. Mr. Cullen is willing to pay $230,000 over the next 12 years to support that effort.
Well,
do you know how sometimes I say that we are a stupid species? And I mean you, Chris. I hate to tell you this, Mr. Combs, but you're not alone. Not you, Mr. Combs, Chris, Mr. Combs.
Right, the squid combs.
There are very, very stupid people allowed to roam free and procreate in this world.
Speaking of which,
procreating? Oh,
ring. Hi,
hello.
Service desk.
Oh no,
Google Bing isn't working. Is the system down? It's very important. I use the Bing. Sorry.
Let me get this. Google
Bing.
Bing.
Yeah.
Either he's watching Friends or he's really got his search engines messed up.
I'm sorry. Can you confirm which system you're referring to, as I'm unfamiliar with that? Google Bing. Really? How can you not know this?
Well,
Google Bing is not a system we support out of hours, nor in hours. It sounds like a mashup between two different search engines. What exactly is happening? I need Google Bing to do my job. This is unacceptable. I can't find Google Bing anywhere on my PC. How dare you remove this? I need you to fix Google Bing immediately.
Maybe it's a character from Friends.
May I remote in to take
Chandler
a look?
Bing, Google Bing.
Turns out that
Crosby, comma Bing.
The caller had a shortcut on her desktop called Google Bing. It opened the Bing search homepage in Google Chrome. She'd accidentally changed the name of the shortcut from Google Bing to something else and could not find it. So she clicked on it accidentally and erased the name. Okay, that has been renamed now, so you're good to go. Next time, don't mess around with my computer. I know you guys changed this. I'm not stupid. I have a certificate of proficiency in computering.
They have those?
Well, she obviously doesn't have a certificate in proficiency in the English language.
No, I want the computering certificate. I want to hang that up somewhere.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
And see you. Bye. Thanks for shopping at Kmart.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.